Streets of London here, although a little bit different to maybe how you remember them. For map number 2 with this best of 7, Rogue is going to be on the attacking side to begin with, and there's potential we'll see that Hanzo come out. Although it's not just every time we're going to see that one. Yeah, maybe just briefly though.
Oh no, let's scatter out to Vic. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, Hanzo is a very good possibility to Vic. Yeah, I mean, just yesterday on Hollywood, decimating NGA on that attack. If he can do that again, then he'll have Rogue off to a very strong start. But Eska's going to be back on the mate. Tviq actually switch from the Hanzo to Pharah. Who's going to kill the Pharah? There's only the hook coming out of Litation and maybe Rouge to connect the shots.
This is a really nice switch, and Lunatic-hai don't have the chance to adjust to this or adapt. They can't run back to spawn and change the heroes just because they've seen a Pharah. It's far too long. So now they've got to make the best happen with what they have, and it may not be enough. We'll see. Tviq going to go up on high now as well. Got a great vantage point. Litation's getting hammered down by rockets. You can see him forced to take a breather and get a bit of health back. And Dean falling already. You can see that Rogue have taken Lunatic by surprise. They've got them in disarray.
And Eska with that shield he was able to pull up, it actually helped save the life. I think there was AKM getting pulled in. They're finally on the point. They're finally making progress. But look at this. Rouge has Nano Boost ready to go. Unco doesn't just yet. He's just off the precipice of this one. But the barrier up to Vic is available. And if he can catch anyone out here, if he can catch Rouge out, he's going to get the kill. That's a Nano Boost now gone.
And Lunatic-hai can't punish the positioning of Tviq there as well. They can't chase him inside the hotel. In fact, they need to keep trying to fight and keep themselves alive. AKM gets 3. He had himself the Nano Boost there as well. So Rogue will be able to take this point on essentially the first push. The Pharah, it's been a brilliant pick, but will Tviq stay with it here? I feel like now that you have a barrage and you've almost got a Graviton Surge, it might be worth it for one more push.
Keep it in this alley. There's no McCree. We haven't seen Eska switch over. And the ability of you to stick on this high ground to do work is insane. Yeah, Litation actually the one to pick up the McCree. So
we haven't seen him play McCree
yet. We haven't. And they really want to keep Eska on this maze, especially because he has his Blizzard. So Tviq will eventually be switching, yes. But let's see if they can combo this with this Graviton Surge and this Barrage. This can make quick work of the second phase. And not to mention, with Rogue pushing up this aggressively, they're not letting Lunatic-hai get the defense they had against them the last time they met on King's Row.
Yeah, they pushed past that point, the choke point that Lunatic-hai were trying to use against them. That's going to be on screen in just a moment. It's right down the end behind the payload. Still though, Lunatic-hai are going to press forward. Now the Graviton Surge, oh, it's old school coming right back at you here. Oh, Tviq gets himself 2 kills with the barrage, and the Charger's going to come in. He's going to be frozen stiff and not be able to do anything about it, but he's able to dodge around the side of the Earth Shatter. He gets towards the air, he gets Rouge. That's perfect. Eska gets stunned up on the payload, and Rogue are making progress here. They do have something secret. They have almost changed things up. Not quite reinvented the wheel again, Jason, but this little tweak to the team comp has Lunatic-hai scrabbling to try and respond.
The Litation wasn't able to do a single thing to him in the high ground, considering they have the Ana and the McCree. That's more than enough that you need to secure the kills. The problem is for him is that Tviq can use a lot of these buildings to his advantage to hide behind, to actually stay out of line of sight of Litation, and not to mention now with the positioning they're pushing through.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, he hits the shot on Litation. He's gone down. Now Tviq's going to heal back up. He's going to push back into this one, and this Pharah is working out perfectly.
But Tviq is just taking things to another level here now, pushing forward. Rogue 5 minutes and 10 seconds in the bank, and still this is a decent area for Pharah to play around. Lunatic-hai still haven't countered this sufficiently. The damage keeps coming. Wins, Unco, and Reinforce are getting themselves on the kill feed there, and Tviq sets himself up in a nice little vantage point. Now Eska going to take that McCree. Litation obviously not happy with it.
Yeah, so Eska actually switched off the Reaper to give it to Litation so he could go McCree. He stayed on the May before because he had the Blizzard available, but it didn't work. Did he just get a knockoff? Dean! He gets knocked off with the concussive blast, and they don't have a Reinhardt. They have nothing to protect him from this barrage coming through.
And Rogue have got some big ultimates to use here. I mean, Deadeye could be quite deadly without a Reinhardt on the side of Lunatic-hai. At least it's going to force them back. And Reinforce, of course, the shield coming in. Graviton Surge, it's going to be another barrage in. Miro is going to get a quick sound barrier on, but it may not be enough. He goes very, very low, and AKM finds Litation. Tviq,
he has it.
He's going to boost up. He's just trying to keep them guessing. Pull the wall over their eyes, in fact, and now on towards Rouge. This is perfect. AKM, massive kills coming out of him. 3 quick ones, and Miro all on his own. The payload's going to get it home, Jason. It's going to get home real quick now. Miro can't even get there.
4 minutes.
4 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock, and Rogue are on their feet. So are the crowd, and that is a way to start things off nicely here. Going from finishing this map only in overtime, barely in the last match, to having 4 minutes and 16 seconds in the time bank now. You can see the chuckle from Nox. Rogue are feeling good about that half.
Even AKM there. I mean, this comes down to as well the fact that Eska wasn't necessarily willing, or the team wasn't willing to put him on the McCree a little bit earlier on. Even though he did have it at the end, he still didn't accomplish too much. They had perfect counters for that. Whenever Tviq would go in, he had the shield out of Zarya, he would have a sound bearer, he would have the timing with Unco to spam heal him while he was popping the barrage so he couldn't be bursted in the midst of this, and him and Wins together, able to use the whole wombo combo. The barrage and the Graviton Surge was fantastic, and now Lunatic-hai, you finished this one in 3:41 last time, and now Rogue outdid you. That's a big throwdown to them.
Clinging to that Blizzard there on Eska, no doubt about it, Jason.
Yeah.
I think they could have made a little bit of a quicker switch, but Pharah working out for Tviq. Sometimes it helps to hold some things in reserve. We wouldn't have expected to see this though, that's for sure. Even Eska is like, what just happened? No Mercy there as well. So, I mean, usually Mercy's a big tell, and it also can reduce your potential to do damage when you have an extra hero swapped over towards a healing class. But I like the solo Pharah. It works for me.
I mean, you mentioned it. It's like the very bread and butter map. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, but also the fact that you know the enemy team's going to play super standard without a McCree. On the first point, you can pretty much assume May Reaper every time. You're allowed to play the Pharah. As long as you dodge out on the hooks at Elite Asian, you're going to be okay, and you're going to need a lot of damage in. And I mean, we got to actually watch Tviq play this one in some scrims, and his Pharah is insane. Like, he uses the mechanics of Genji, of staying on a ledge and bouncing back up and down so often, so well, that it plays back into his Pharah.
Well, now the gauntlet has been slapped across the face. The challenge has been delivered. 4 minutes and 16 seconds is the time bank for Rogue, which is very, very quick on this map. And now Lunatic-hai need to, well, at least match that one or have a decent shot at bringing things back as it goes to extra time. The odds of them finishing the map are still fairly high, so that does mean we should expect to see time bank be an important factor here.
Yeah, so we're seeing actually both teams go really standard here. Maywall's going to come in to allow him to push in towards the right side. Tviq is going to use his wall. Well, actually, the Elite Asian trying to throw in the hook directly into the statue, looking for someone. The charge knocks Ana way into the sky, and Tviq's already able to build up about 50% of his ultimate, and AKM is able to pick up 2 kills himself. Rogue has successfully repelled Lunatic-hai here.
Okay, it's a good start for them as well. No big mistakes being made at all there for Rogue, if at all. So, gets them rolling, gets them ahead in ult percentage as well. It means they're going to have those come up first, unless something goes horribly wrong in this first fight. Unko is way ahead of Rouge in terms of ultimate percentage as well. That's important. Perhaps Lunatic-hai even just want to take a chance to give Ana some charge here? No, they're going to come forward.
It's actually very important because when Lunatic-hai attacked against Rogue the first time when they met on King's Row last
Dean had the nano boost.
They had the nano boost on Dean, and Unko didn't have it. It wasn't even close to it. So this is actually a big change for Rogue. This is a good start for them. Lunatic-hai looking for the attack yet again. Reinforce needs to keep that shield available, needs to keep it healthy.
Blizzard's ready.
Yep, and this is going to be huge actually because he can wall them off and pop it down.
Well, he's going to back away for now as well. Maybe they're trying to force something out of Lunatic-hai. Wall's going to come up as well from Eska. There's a Blizzard coming down. Reinforcers fallen already to mirror, but Dean's not going to be far behind now. Both tanks have been trade out. And isn't Tviq going big? AKM combining nicely. Easy as you like. Both those two getting involved. Obviously, the Reaper, it's a winter wonderland for the Reaper when he can jump forward with an ult, and the enemy team are blizzarded up.
Now, the problem for Rogue is that they've lost Reinforce. So Nox, I'm assuming, is going to run back to actually taxi him back in. Because if you don't have your Reinhardt there, you have to play back towards the archway. You have to actually give up a lot of ground onto the point. But Lunatic-hai, they have Blizzard themselves. They're going to have Nano Boost here. Now, Rogue don't have a counter to this unless somehow Tviq can get the freeze or Reinforce can hit the charge. Graviton Surge as well can be very impactful, but you can always charge out of this one. This is going to be tough for Rogue to hold.
Eska now a couple of ice spikes attempting to find an opening here. Wall comes up, he's going to put Winds on top of it. He has a Blizzard available as well. Keep an eye on that one. AKM getting charged down by Dean at the start of the fight is not ideal. And now the Nano Boost is going to be used on the aforementioned. It's going to be Dean moving forward now. He's going to be able to get away with this one. It's going to reinforce to fall. Eska now going to wall off. No escape for Rogue now. They're going to be forced to fight on this point, and they're going to be forced to fall as well.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen when you commit that Blizzard, but that crucial ultimate to actually lock down the Nano Boosted target. But even AKM getting charged at the beginning by Dean, you can't really ever expect something like that to hit, because that alone won them the fight. They didn't even need the Blizzard and everything else after that. As long as you take down AKM on the Reaper, who's been really impactful, not to mention has Death Blossom, they're not going to have a chance to defend here. But
this
now Rogue
really
pushing back.
Yeah, Lunatic-hai overextend. Eska tries to chase AKM down, but instead AKM brings his friends and even his big brother in for the fight. And now Rogue can push forward. They can actually make use of this choke area. You can see that Lunatic-hai aren't even set up. They've backed up into their own spawn. They knew that they lost a couple players after having overextended, so they went back to the safety of their spawns. So they didn't lose any more.
Nice wall comes in again out to Tviq. He saves Wins. He was actually getting hooked in. We saw that at Seagull yesterday. Came up to the side. He's looking for the Death Ball. Nano Boost. He's going to pull it in, but the Graviton Surge pulls them together. The Blizzard being used as well just to keep them alive, but it doesn't matter. Lunatic-hai sitting on the edge of this.
Yep, Dean's still falling, and now AKM was let free. The Blizzard is able to go and find Litation. Miro going down now as well. 3 minutes and 24 for Lunatic-hai, so plenty of time to work with, but you can see just how keen Rogue are to start this fight. They're going to get in the way. Wall comes up. Eska, there's no escape. There's no igloo for the mate to run and hide in. No chance here. And the pickoffs continue to come, and this is what Rogue needs to do. This is what Lunatic-hai did back to them, and now Rogue are giving him a taste of their own medicine.
So at the pace we're going, Lunatic-hai cannot have a better time than Rogue. And that's actually a really good start for them. But not to mention the fact that they're holding them the way Lunatic-hai held Rogue back when they met on King's Row has to get the minds of Lunatic-hai. But they need to find a way around this. They have the Nano Boost, they have the Earth Shatter, they have even the Blizzard to use and the Sound Barrier. And AKM doesn't really have much to counter this.
Graviton comes up there as well. You can see Unko sidesteps around the wall so we can keep the healing coming. But they've baited them into Litation's arms. He's knocked down, but Dean gets the two. Tviq and AKM are going to fall, and now freedom for this Reaper to work around the outside, just at the fringe of the fight. Now, getting wiped here is not terrible for Rogue. They've got enough time to spawn back in and defend before this payload hits the Foundry. I mean, this is much better to get wiped here than actually in front of the next checkpoint.
Yeah, 100%. The little bit of a downside for Rogue is they don't know where Litasion's going to be going on the Reaper. He could be on the high ground, and they don't have an easy way to challenge it. You're seeing ACAM run up towards the left-hand side to actually walk straight up there, where he can be spotted by Eska, he can be slept by Rouge Hong, and he cannot really afford to have that happen. And not to mention, that's going to be Litasion waiting around the corner to directly fight him.
Up above there as well, you can see Litasion getting healing, constant healing coming in from Rouge Hong, and he's going to need it in this next fight. Litasion's going to want to jump into the backside, I think, in a moment, but now Admiro going to charge up the next Graviton. Wall's in the way, but AKM's already fallen here. It's traded back. Dean goes down. Reinhardt for Reinhardt here. The nano boosted Litasion going to go onto the back line. He's going to get frozen up pretty quickly. There's no shield to protect him either. He's going to fall. Wins, finds him now. Eska hoping to make a difference in this fight. The wall's going to come up, and Tviq gets the high ground. He gets away from the enemy team. Graviton Surge used on the rest of Rogue, and now we see Lunatic-hai fighting back. Miro and Rouge Hong getting himself 2 kills, and Unko falling. Tviq's the last man on this payload. The last chance to try and stall out here. He's going to fall, and that's going to be it for Rogue on that second stage.
Still, the time built up is perfect for them. Lunatic-hai finally fighting back. Even though they lost Litasion, I'm surprised they won that fight. Maybe it was a little bit of an overcommitment, or maybe it was just the fact that Rouge Hong wasn't being pressured, and he was still able to get off so much extra healing from the back of that. But let's see, ultimates, you have Tviq switching back over to Pharah. You have the Earth Shadow available for Reinforce, and AKM has switched to McCree. So they've dropped the Reaper, they've dropped the Mei, and there's still nothing on Lunatic-hai to counter this Pharah.
Miro coming in with the right clicks there as well. Tviq going to the high ground here. Again, this will catch Lunatic-hai off by surprise. They can always adjust to it. Now, nano boosted Pharah. Well, I've seen some things in my time, Jason, but this is definitely new. Still trying to deal with Litasion here as well. Don't know if that's the best target for him, but he still manages to get rid of that Reaper. And now up above, Tviq has control. Aerial supremacy, or so it's called, and Toby's just going to have to eat that one and go back to spawn.
Always so beautiful to see a Pharah play at this kind of level, and not to mention play without a mercy. Just playing all-out aggression. Even with the nano boost, we didn't have an ultimate. Like, that just kind of shows the faith, I guess, Rogue has in him in particular. But AKM has Deadeye. They have the Graviton Surge. They're able to use that time off that fight to build up some ultimates. But the problem is Lunatic-hai have 5 ready to go. The Graviton Surge is being used. The wall's going to come in to block the Deadeye. And AKM is going to get anything off this. He's going to get Toby down.
Yeah, just Toby, but Litasion responds to 2 quick kills. He's almost going to get a third, and he will have it. Reinforce goes down. The very standard Reaper into the back line there with the nano boost is going to pay off well. 4 kills coming up here for Lunatic-hai. They've got a minute and 40 left here, but Rogue are pretty much going to be propelled straight into desperate stall on towards his final point to stop this payload from getting home. And Litasion more than happy to play close to stop the reinforcements at all.
And he knows they're not coming from that direction. Look at Rouge Hong. They actually use the Mei wall to get him on this high ground position. Now Tviq's looking for him. He cannot afford to be slept here. He needs to get this kill because he eliminates so much healing from them. But this one-on-one is so crucial. He's hitting so many shots, and he's going to get the kill.
Now Barrage's potential is going to be there as well. He's going to go over the top, and straight away he's going to let it go. Rocket's coming in thick and fast here. Miro's going to fall. 3 kills for Tviq there, and he'll probably get another one, and Dean falls down. Great hold from Rogue there, all on the back of Tviq. They needed him to get on towards that Ana, and he did. And then, of course, the rest is history, coming over the top with a nano-boosted Barrage. New flavour here in competitive Overwatch, but I have to say, it works just fine.
And you're seeing Lunatic-hai think in such a 3D way. Instead of thinking of, all right, Ana needs to be on the ground, it's what can we do to put her in a position that she won't be attacked? And Rouge Hong will be able to get so much extra healing in. Honestly, loving seeing this, and I hope more teams adapt to this style, but Tviq to pull off that 1v1, that actually would have lost on the map, but it most likely would have been the completion for Lunatic-hai.
The thing is, Lunatic-hai can't put the Ana back up on the boost anymore because the payload is what they put the wall on top of, and that's moved too far forward. Earthshatter comes in here, and Dean's not going to get much done. Charged off the edge. It's going to be a valiant sacrifice there from Reinforce, but he's going to be happy enough with it now. Sound barrier comes in for Lunatic-hai. Tviq has to be careful here. You can see the pressure that's being applied to this payload. He needs to stay close. He can't stay on top of it, but the barrage comes in there again. Litasion forced in towards that shadow form, and Rouge Hong's going to fall. Eska eats a rocket as well. Tviq sends him a parting gift there, and Lunatic-hai, they're not going to be able to finish this map.
There's 8 seconds left to go. Do they have anyone even contest this? Dean's still on the Reinhardt. He's going to be the one to finally jump on top of us. They've been able to spot him out. I think they booped him away. No one's going to touch the payload, and Rogue have done it. They have taken King's Row.
Now we have a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Reinforce, do up your belt, mate. It's not done yet. Be happy with that one, no doubt about it. The Pharah pick completely stunting the approach of Lunatic-hai. They had no idea what to do about it. Eska was playing McCree towards the end there, Jason, but it just wasn't enough to deal with Tviq. Perfect performance from him. Exactly what his team needed in that situation.
He's got to be the MVP of this whole series. The Pharah play was unmatched. Even when Eska switched over to McCree, even when Litasion tried him, they could not do anything. And the ability of him to pull off the 1v1s, not just against an Ana, but against Rouge Hong, one of the best Ana players in the world, who's hit so many sleep darts to heroes like Tracer, he could still not do anything to Tviq.
Right, it's a sip of coffee, it's a sit back, it's contemplation of the naval, and of course the previous map just gone for Rogue. I'd be happy about that one indeed. I was surprised to see King's